जीवन डहार सुनसान लगेला आगे पीछे देखो लगे उन्हीं दिसे
Sister Kiran and Sister Sarojini get ready for another long day of work. They belong to the religious order of the Society of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Nothing can disturb them during their morning prayer, not even the lingering smell of smoke, a grim reminder of August of 2008. Back then, this Catholic education center was on fire. Fundamentalist Hindus in the state of Orissa burned down some 5,000 houses, churches, and pastoral centers belonging to the Christian minority. The violence was triggered by the murder of a prominent nationalist Hindu leader. He was killed by leftist rebels with no connection to the Christian minority whatsoever. But the nationalist Hindus took advantage of the moment to demand that all Christians should leave the country because they were considered a foreign religion with no right to exist in India. At the end of the violence, there were 70 people killed, some 50,000 displaced people, and countless ruins. The pastoral center in which the two sisters live has been fixed up for now. Right after the violence, the sisters were sent here by their order to help the dislocated Christians. Sister Sarojini had just finished her education in the convent.
I was telling, shall I go or not? Like that question was, so many questions was within me. I do not know how to proceed this work also, and I was questioning myself, and I was praying also to God. Lord, help me. I do not know the social work. I never studied for that also. Like that I was questioning myself and I was praying. But anyway, it was different experience for me.
The Catholic Church in the small town of Riedemann. One of its buildings served for a time as a storage place for emergency aid, but now all are dispensed except for a few metal boxes for valuables. The emergency food is almost all gone as well. Today the sisters are packing rations for just 3 families in a nearby camp. The food was donated from Catholic charities in Germany. Sister Sarojini and Sister Kiran are the only ones that still come to the camp on a regular basis, aside from occasional visits by the Red Cross. One of the families they visit today is the one from 50-year-old Govinda Nayak. This metal box contains all the valuables he has left. This small space in a tent is what he calls home now. Govinda once had a nice big house, but now it all lays in ruins. We believe in God as described in the Holy Bible. We cannot worship Hindu gods. We have been raised as Christians by our parents and grandparents. In our faith, we are all considered equals, and no caste system declares us as outcasts and untouchables. Because we did not convert to Hinduism, they destroyed our houses and forced us to flee from our villages. Till today, the fundamentalist Hindu advertise their politics on campaign posters like this one. The killed leader to the left, his successor on the right. Between them, the god Krishna and the famous historic military leader Arjuna, thus transferring their power to the contemporary politicians. The billboard is located in the center of the town Riedemann. Whenever the sisters come to town, they have to pass it. The sisters remember all too well the message that the killed Hindu leader never got tired of repeating.
And being a leader, he says that you kill Christians, rape Christians, and he says let us destroy Christianity because Christianity has come from foreign and let them go to foreign to celebrate their Easter and their Christmas.
The next camp they visit can be reached only on a motorcycle. It is located in the mountains of the eastern Indian state. Today, the sisters bring clothing for the men and children in the camp. For their fundamentalist Hindu neighbors, the members of the tribal people had all but one fault. They were Christians. they were expelled from their homes and camp out in this patch in the forest. Like the refugees themselves, the sisters are also members of the tribal people, which are considered the lowest rank of the social fabric in India. But this is not the only reason why the two are so cordially received wherever they go.
But we come and stay 1 day, 2 days, and we used to eat with them, we used to sleep with them. So we are like this, we come and stay here.
When I was in the convent, I used to think, oh, I have to go for a prayer. It is time for prayer. But I never need that. I need prayer for my spiritual life. But when we came to people and saw their faith, it is that my faith is nothing. Their faith is much more greater than our faith.
A striking example of strong faith is the family of Pramila and Godabari Pradhan. He is a day laborer and one of the untouchables. For a long time, he worked for a local Hindu farmer who promised him a good plot of land for a fair price. Godabari paid the price, but then all hell broke loose. Without blinking an eye, the neighbors watched how their little house was wrecked. When the young mother comes back to her destroyed house in the company of the two sisters, the neighbors repeat their demand. If you want to return to your place, you have to convert to Hinduism. The response of Pramila Pradhan leaves no doubt.
In Christianity, there is peace and love. We want to live peacefully with all people. I do not want to give that up just because there was so much violence against us. I will remain a Christian.
Kiran and Sarojini promise to take care of this case. A few days later, they visit a workshop for legal aid. The lawyer teaches representatives of displaced Christians about their rights and laws regulating compensation for the damage they suffered. After the workshop, the sisters explain the case of Godabari and Pramila. The lawyer does not hesitate to accept the case. He is confident to retrieve at least the money paid for the plot of land. A few days later, they are back in the camp in the forest. The young mother is delighted to hear that they will get the money back for the acre they had paid already. They will make good use of this money. Next to their little huts, the refugees have started to build new homes. Some of the building material they got from religious aid agencies. What is lacking, they recover from their destroyed houses or from the forest. The mountain range of Orissa. Almost everywhere, one can find these kinds of small churches. In one of them, Arun Digal served as a priest for quite some years. Now, the sisters accompany the priest on a visit that weighs heavily on the young man. For the first time in 8 months, he returns to his village and his former church. Like so many other Christians, Father Digal was chased away by a vicious Hindu mob in August 2008. This is all that is left from his parish church. A campaign poster of the fundamentalist Hindu party, which instigated the riots, is still to be found on the walls of the house of his neighbor. Today, Arun Digal returns for the first time to his parents' house as well. The destruction was done by outsiders, but it was the villagers, his neighbors, who directed the outsiders towards the houses of the Christians. The neighbors are reluctant to face Arun Digal, but then a brief encounter takes place. The man wants to know how Arun's parents are doing and where they live now. But when Arun asks the man who destroyed his parents' house, the man falls silent, turns away, and leaves. Like many others in the village, he was threatened by the ruling Hindu party. Whoever talks about those who were responsible for the destruction has to pay a stiff fine of 1,500 rupees to the party, and that is more than most here can afford. Even Arun's cousin was threatened that his house would be destroyed as well if he would speak out about those who had organized and executed the persecutions. The threats seemed to be effective. Women and children with who Arun grew up don't dare to stop. But his visit carried a clear message.
I get more courage now because my faith has been now strengthened fully by seeing the destruction of my house. Though I have lost my house, but I have not lost my faith, and that strengthens my faith.
While Arun's small church lays in shambles, a new church is being built not even 20 kilometers away. Like most parishes in the district of Khandamal, the Catholic community of Simonbadi is a poor parish. Without outside help, they would not be able to put up this building. Therefore, organizations like Aid to the Church in Need help them out substantially. This new church, however, was planned long before the violence of August 2008. But now, with so many other churches in the district being destroyed, this new church takes on a whole new meaning. The violence failed to weaken the Christian faith, let alone eliminate it. More to the contrary, the new church is bigger and stronger than ever. Sister Kiran and Sarojini are on the road again, headed for the next camp. In this location, the refugees have to fend for themselves. There is no support for them anymore, neither by the government nor by the Red Cross, which is still present in some other camps. Many families have settled provisionally in deserted market stands. Again, the people turn to the sisters with their hardship. These women tell about a young mother who is sick in the hospital after giving birth. The parents of this girl cannot pay tuition for school any longer after having lost everything in the violence of August 2008. Sister Kiran encourages the girl strongly to continue going to school. Kiran promises to collect the tuition among her sisters in her convent at least for the next school year. When night falls over the camp, the sisters are once again invited to stay for dinner. Before they leave, they pray with the internal refugees. Late in the evening, the two are back in the burned-out pastoral center of Yana Vikas. They have lived here for 8 months. This period has been a time of profound changes for both of them.
Morning, as I was so enthusiastic and fresh with mind and heart, as the sun goes down, I feel more exhausted. And it is not only that because of travel I am exhausted, but by listening to people, their problems, their difficulties, and the way they are living, that makes me more sad and more tired. But as I met them, it is not that I am so sad, but all the more I feel happy that I could reach people and my presence made them to be happy. And I didn't help them through any material goods or anything, but my presence made them to be happy and some kind of consolation that they had, that they are not left alone, somebody is behind them. So this gives me a more strength that it is not I was alone walking around, but God was with me and He was leading me and taking me to the people. So that gives me a satisfaction.